and blessed by the devotees. I'll try to present the way I have received it. If any shortcomings, if you find, you can thinking me as a neophyte devotee, you can forgive me. We'll start with the Jai Radha Madhava. You all know. We'll chant Hare Krishna, Jai Radha Madhava. And after that, we'll do invocation. Then we'll go through the verses. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajadanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaur Brahmanande, Hari Hari Bol. Once again, I would like to seek blessing from the devotees. Vancha kalpatariveshcha kripa sindhuveyavata patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So, nectar of instruction from Rupa Goswami. How many of you have done the Bhakti Shastri? Can you raise your hand? Bhakti Shastri? Many. 1, 2, 3. Bhakti Shastri? Everyone from here? Yeah. So this is one of the book that those who are doing Bhakti Shastri, they have to go through. So it's really wonderful verses in this nectar of instruction. So nectar of instruction is one of the celebrated the book from Rupa Goswami. So we already heard up to 4 verses. So we dive into the 5th one. Before we go into that, so we're going to go a small invocation. We all chant together. We all know the verses. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakchurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Nitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां स नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, as we know that we are the Rupanugas, follower of Rupa Goswami, and teaching of Rupa Goswami is really meant a lot for us, and we have to learn not only hearing and also we need to follow that in our life. The Rupa Goswami have very nicely put into this book as an instruction, an extra instruction, Upadesamrita, right? So we have to, in these verses, I just want to go to the verse number 1 to 4 very quickly, just to recap what we have been hearing in previous Sundays. So we have learned Bacho Vegam Manasah, Krodha Vegam, Jivha Vegam, Udara Upashta Vegam, Etan Vegan, Yo Viseta Thira, Sarvam Vittimam, Pratibam Sashishyat. So the one who have controlled these urges, and there is 6 urges, and they are all enemies. So there he is eligible to make disciples, or he is eligible to receive Shishya. So second verse is Atyahara Prayasascha Prajolpo Niyamagraha Dhanasangasta Laulancha Sadbir Bhakti Vinasyati. So these are again 6 vices. So this is like doing over indulgence, like over endeavor, or Atyahara, overeating, excess, etc. Those things are also is spoiling in our devotion. So that can destroy our devotion. And the third verse is Utsahat, Nishayat, Dhairyat, Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, Sangha Tyagat Satovrite, Sadir Bhakti Prasiddhati. So this is better one, good one. So it's this talk about the 6 qualities that nourishes our devotion, and it also help in preaching that way. So the 4th verse is Dadati Pratigrinati Guhyam Akhyati Pritsati Bhungti Vajayate Chaiva Sadvir Pritilakshanam. These are the 6 exchanges between the devotee. So now we come to the verse number 5, as Ramchandra Prabhu said that this is a level of devotee, level of different type of devotees. So this is coming to the mid of this book. As this is next hour instruction, beautiful book, a small book. So we can give some small donation. You can get and read this beautiful. Those who have not got it, okay, this is a wonderful book, next hour instruction. So in this verse, before we go to this verse, we're gonna pray to our 6 Goswamis. You can see in the PowerPoint here. We'll chant together. If you know, we can go slowly. Very wonderful, because it says really it's mean that these Sadhu Goswamis are the direct follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed them. So that's why they're revealing the hidden or those lusts, pastime places of Krishna in Vrindavan, and so making this writing books, so that for us as a Rupanuga, we can follow. Can we all chant together? नाना शास्त्र विचारनैक निपुनौ सद्धर्म संस्थापकौ लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना नन्देन मत्तालिकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principle for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. So we have to touch here. Okay. So in the Islamic instruction, you see that all different verses are categorized. In our devotion, we start from the Shraddha, the faith. Without faith, even in the material world also, if you have no faith, we are sitting here. If you don't have a faith, you won't sit here. So maybe that collapsed on my head. So we always have a faith, even material platform also. We should have a faith. So Shraddha, the faith, is the beginning, the first step. In our devotion, from Shraddha to Prema, the love of God, they all, the steps. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava and Prem. So the text number 1 to 3, what we have recited, it is coming to the Shraddha, whereas 4 to 6, 4, 5 and 6 are based on the Sadhu Sangha. So after that, then, the next verses up to 11 are here. So these verses, it's all gradual elevation from one to another one. So we can see the first verse that, we have to control our urges. If without doing it, you can get to the Krishna Prema. We have to start as a sadhaka. So this Nectar of Instruction, verse 5, we will now dive into how important this verse is in our... okay. So types of devotees. We will just chant, maybe one Prabhu can chant after me, and then Mataji also, one from Mataji. Krishneshi yasya girita manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranati bhista bhajantam Sususaya badana vigyamananya manya Ninda disunya ridamipsita sangalabdhya. One more time, two more time. Krishnasya yasya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranati bhista bhajantamisam Srususaya bhajana vigya mananya manya Nindadi sunnaridamipsata sangalabdhya Krishnasya yasya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranati bhista bhajantamisam Srususaya bhajana vigyamananya manya Nindadisunya Sangalabdhya. Anybody from Krishna Siyasya Giritam Manasadriyeta Dikshasti Chet Pranatavischa Bhajantamisam Susaya Bhajana Vigyam Ananyamanya Nindadisunya Hridisam Sangalabdhya. Mataji? Anyone? Krishna Siyasya Giritam Manasadriyeta Diksha Sichet Pranata Vischa Bhajantamisam Susaya Bhajana Vigyam Ananyamanya Nindari Sunyari. Thank you. Okay, so here the translation from this verse: one should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of the Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, diksha, and is engaged in the worshipping the deity. And one should associate with the faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity of criticizing others. So you see that these devotees are three different categories. You see that, in the verse, Krishna Sri Yasya Girita Manasadriyeta, mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of the Lord. So mentally. The second, above that, Dikshasti Chet Pranati Vista Bhajanta Misam, one should offer obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, Diksha, is engaged in the worshipping the deity. When you say Diksha here, the Diksha is the Harinam initiation, first initiation. This is second initiation, as Prabhupada described in the purport. The purport is too long, so I didn't bring it here, so we can quickly discuss about that, and someone can in short way. So this devotee who here the diksha is mentioned is for the second initiated and serving the deity. The third highest or the Uttam Adhikari devotee is Sushrusaya Bhajanabhigya Manannamanya Nindadi Sunnaritam Sangalabdhya. So associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is, number one, advanced in undeviated devotional service. Second, whose heart is completely devoid of propensity of criticizing others. So we have to understand, number one, even in this material world, we always deal with people, our own kids, spouses, your own spouse, and then like say, in the job, in the boss, a colleague, So we have a relationship with everyone differently. The kids, we love everyone. But the kids, we have to see that how we can discipline them. The spouse, we deal differently. The boss, we have, like in the friend, we have to be informal. You can have an informal with friend, but in the job, at the job with the boss, we have to formal, we have to be. So that way we have to, based on the relation, we act, we deal. Same thing in the spiritual platform also. So there are different type of devotees, right? So Uttama Adhikari is the highest type of devotee. They are called Mahabhagavat. And Madhyamadhikari is in between the neophyte, Kanishta, and the Uttamadhikari. So we have to deal with them accordingly. So that's why this verses say that you mentally, you respect. So who they are, how do you recognize them? We'll see that in the following slide. But who are they? How we can deal with them? So this is a classification of devotee. The first thing again, the Shraddha is the first one. The Shraddhavana Jana, Shraddhavan Jana hai Bhakti Adhikari Uttama Madhyama Kanishta Shraddha Anusari. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. A faithful devotee is truly eligible candidate for the loving service of the Lord according to one's faith. One is classified as a topmost devotee, an intermediate devotee, or inferior devotee. When you talk about this Shraddha or the faith, I remember of the very famous the story, the cobbler and the Brahmana. You all know the story. We'll just go very quickly. The Brahmana, although he is doing, 3 sandhya, 3-time bath, and chanting, doing scripture reading, swadhyaya, and fire sacrifice, Om Sahasra Cherta Purusha Sahasra. So he does all kind of those Vedic, all these rituals. So he is one here as a character. The other character is cobbler. He's also devotee, chanting holy name of the Lord, and very humble. So one time Narad Muni was walking around and then got to see this Brahmana, as Brahmana was doing archanam, etc. And he was happy to see Narad Muni. Was asking that Narad Muni, yeah, I've been doing all this pakka, my sadhana, my rituals, everything. I'm sure that, I will go back home, back to Godhead. So when you go back to Vaikuntha, can you ask this question that when I will be back to the Lord abode? Sure, I will definitely ask. And then after that, Narad met the cobbler. Cobbler has great respect, seeing Narad Muni, the pure devotee of the Lord. He pure obeisances, and with the folded hand, and he was praying to him, offering obeisances to him, and so glad, so happy to see him that, oh, Narad Muni, you came here? I'm so happy, so fortunate. You made my day. Huh? So then, yeah, do you have any question? Yes. When you go to Vaikuntha, can you ask this question? That when I'll be liberated? Sure, I'll definitely ask. So Narad Muni went back to Vaikuntha and asked this both question put in front of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu said, yeah, this Brahmana, it will take time for him to come back to me. But yes, cobbler will come next year, next lifetime. Next life. So this is the last life. And Narad Muni is not quite sure what is, he was not sure that this is Pakka Brahmana doing all following ritualistic activities, everything. But Narad Muni could not understand that, in that moment. Yeah, Lord Vishnu said that, so that's it. And then he was coming back to the earthly planet to answer the question, but then Lord Vishnu said that when they asked what Narayan was doing, Lord Vishnu was doing, tell them that, Lord Vishnu was inserting inserting the elephant in the eye of needle. Okay? But he was, I don't know, he was not thinking about, okay, whatever, Lord Vishnu said that. Then he came down to earthly planet and, he met again this Pakka Brahmana who was asking, oh, you've been to Vaikuntha and come back already? Yes. So what Narayan said, that he was happy with the smile face, maybe he was expecting positive answer. Then Narad Muni said that, Lord Narayan said that you're going to stay here for some time, I don't know, the Lord didn't say that exact answer when you're going to go back to Vaikuntha Loka. He was unhappy, frustrated, and I was doing all things pakka, but what's happening with me? So then he again gone to the cobbler where cobbler was, and this devotee of Lord again very jubilant seeing Lord, Narad Muni as the devotee of the Lord, and he received him very nicely with a nice word, praising him, paying obeisances, as he was very humble. And okay, so you have been to Vaikuntha, and what Lord, my Lord said? Yeah, Lord said that you are coming back this lifetime. After this lifetime, you're going to come. You don't have to come back again to this, cycle of birth and death. He was jumping like ecstasy. My God, my Lord, so merciful, so happy. And I forgot the point that when then Brahmana was asking the Narad Muni, before he went to cobbler, what Lord was doing. Oh, Lord was inserting the elephant in the eye of needle. Then Brahmana was not like say, it's not convinced with that, what is that? The eye of needle is small, very tiny hole. How come the elephant is a giant by his figure? It's not toy elephant, though. elephant. So it was, how that be possible? He was just thinking in the mind, how would that be possible? He was not have a faith. Whatever Lord said that. But the same thing when he explained or told to this cobbler, oh, my Lord is great. My Lord is great. It's nothing impossible for him to do it. Then he was saying that, how? How do you believe that? It's simple. I'm sitting under the banyan tree, and in banyan tree, a lot of fruits. In each and every fruits bear a lot of seeds. In one seed can bear this big giant banyan tree. And what is impossible to Lord is all creation of the Lord. So how faith, seed of faith. So he has a strong faith in Krishna. Although he's a cobbler, but a Brahmana is not, by seeing external, features, but the faith. And that's the beginning of our bhakti. Without faith. So he has a strong faith in Krishna. That's why, so he will go back to God in that lifetime. So this is what it is, it's a faith. We have to have a faith. There are so many stories like South Indian, one devotee in South India, he's not knowledgeable in that. He was like, turning Bhagavad Gita upside down and just crying. Although there are people who are hearing the Bhagavad Gita, from chapter 1 to 18 and, they know everything. But, this devotee of the Lord who doesn't even know how to read, he was turning upside down and just hearing that Krishna, he was a charioteer for Arjuna, who was crying. So how merciful he was. So like that, so devotee have to have a faith, strong faith. That's the beginning of your Krishna consciousness. So development of faith. So how we can develop that faith now? Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahya indriyai sevan mukhe jivado swayam eva sprutiraha. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastime. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified. And one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. This from Chaitanya Charitamrita as well. So, in the first verse of next instruction, Upanishamrita, say the same thing, Bacho, Vegam, and also Jiva. So both coming from mouth, Jiva. Both involve the tongue. Bacho, without tongue you cannot speak. For Jiva also. So both, similarly here also it says that the tongue need to be used chanting holy name for purification. The other side, eating remnants, relishing the Mahaprasad, which is offered to Krishna, sanctified food. So this is what our senses are imperfect. Yeah? Our senses are imperfect. We cannot, sometimes we see that the sun, how big the sun is, not that small. Moon is so small to see. Our senses are imperfect. We cannot just see that exactly the size. So our imperfect senses cannot comprehend Lord's form, quality, pastimes, and his names and etc. But gradually that be possible by hearing Krishna's name, chanting the holy name of the Lord, and releasing the Mahaprasad. Right? So this is possible. If you do with the faith, chanting the holy name and releasing Mahaprasad. It's not difficult to, so it is a gradual process again. So if you do that, then as you know, we are like a Jandis. What is the verse again? This is the verse we have to go with number 7. Does anybody know the verse? So that's also verse is coming that we are affected by Jandis. 7th verse, right? So we are affected by Jandis. So because we have Jandis, we cannot release. Can you say the first word? Syat Krishna Nama Taritari Sutapta Vidya Pito Patapta Rasana Naruchikanu Kintwa Daranu Nidam. If you regularly practice that, for the one who have the disease called the whole big body become, all the organ become yellow. So it's jaundice. So for him, he cannot taste the sweetness. But only the medicine also, sugar cane. So if you take continuously sugar cane, and then slowly the disease go away, and he will release this sweetness. Similarly, we are all jaundice affected. And so we cannot release the holy name of the Lord. We don't have that, we don't chant holy name with love. 16 have to finish somehow, we chant. But as many of, I know some of the devotees, they chant, 64 rounds every day. Ask them where they got this taste from. It's not like it is so up, it's they're doing. If they don't release their holy name, they wouldn't be able to chant. Maybe they could chant 1 day, 2 days, they will give up, right? They cannot chant. So this is all like, gradual process. You chant more, the disease slowly go away, you chant more. You feel to chant more and more. So similarly, those who have taken those like releasing Mahaprasad, they don't want to eat other than Mahaprasad. Prabhupada said that we are not vegetarian. Vegetarian are, the pigeons are vegetarian, monkeys are vegetarian, cows are vegetarian. We are not vegetarian. What Prabhupada said, we are prasaditarian. So we eat prasad, not vegetarian. Yeah, definitely vegetarian we offer to Krishna and then become prasad. So these two things, we use this tongue eating prasad and glorifying the Lord by chanting holy name. So the basis of classification from Chaitanya Charitamrita, the same thing, again repeating, Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama Adhikari. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited in Kulinagram. And Kuligram, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, when he was asked, who are the Kanishta? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who chanted Harinam even once, he became Kanishta Adhikari. And similarly, who chant constantly Harinam, Krishna Nam, the Madhyam Adhikari. Similarly, those are Uttam devotee, Uttam Adhikari is one at mere sight of the who's automatically begin chanting our holy name. So this is for a Kulingrama devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that. So actually the Lord has invested all potency in His holy name. What is the mantra? Nam Namakari Bahudha Nija Sarvasakti. Statra Pita Niyamita Smarena Kala Yatadrisa Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Adrisha Mihadanina Anuraga. So the Lord has invested His all potency in the holy name. Actually, Lord and His names are identical. There is no difference actually. Some Tannama Rupa, that is Vidya. So that way, the Lord's name even more powerful than the Lord. How? Do you know how? Because it's accessible for everyone. One. And you know the story about the Setu Vandan to Lanka. You know, the Ram put the stone on the sea, it drowned. I heard the story that, you know, when there was the same stone written the Ramanam, it floated. So that way, the Lord name is even more powerful. We can get Krishna, you know, here right away, but the holy name is available for everyone. So it's even more than the Lord Himself. Eka Krishna naam jata paap hare, papir sadhya nahi tato paap kare. So that potency, and the one time of, that's why He said, you know, chanting holy name here, even once. Eka naam jata paap hare. So chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one time Krishna name, one time, only one time. So that can burn the millions of, you know, sinful activity can burn in one Krishna Naam. Eka Krishna Naam jata paap hare, papir sadhya nahi tata paap kare. So the sinner cannot do that much sin that one holy name can destroy that sin, that many sins. So how powerful this, you know, the holy name is. And also He said that jar mukhe bhai hari katha nai tar kache tumi jeona. Jar mukh dekhe bhule jave hari tar mukha pani cheona. So it's strong. The Bhaktivinoda Thakur said in one of the bhajan, jar mukhe bhai hari katha nai. The one who doesn't chant holy name, don't go to him. It is instruction actually by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They don't go to people who doesn't chant holy name. And the other side say, jar mukh pani, no, jar mukh dekhe hari, bhule jabe hari, tar mukh pani cheona. Don't look at that person's face even. If you forget the holy name. You've been chanting holy name and suddenly you forget by seeing that person. Don't even look at him. So this is from the Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He said that. So now we'll see the symptoms of different category devotee, Kanishta, Madhyam and Uttam. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai, Shri Shri Nimai Nitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagavan ki jai. So Kanishta Adhikari devotee is a neophyte, and it could be, you can see that many people fall into neophyte stage. That doesn't mean that they cannot elevate themselves to the Uttam and Madhyam to Uttam. That's a gradual process. One should strive to become Uttam Adhikari through the Madhyam. So we may see that, like some people, they come once in a while in the festival. Some people, they give donation. They're not regular in their sadhana, right? So when they don't do regular sadhana, they are not taken, undergone to Diksha process. Even the neophyte stage also, the devotees who have taken Harinam Diksha is also called neophyte. They just started. What does the initiation mean? Initiation means the starting. They just started, right? So they are also considered neophyte. And so they gradually, they come to the Madhyamadhikari. So that devotee who have donate some money to the temple, for the center, for the festival, and maybe, they do some kind of, some services, and maybe some kind of visiting temple once in a while. So they can be considered a neophyte. It's not, neophyte doesn't mean they're bad devotee. I mean, they're devotee, but we have to have some respect. But that respect is say that you pay obeisances mentally. What is that? Krishnasya yasya giritam manasadriyata. Manasa by mind. Krishnasya yasya giritam. By his whose mouth Krishna is chanting Krishna Nam. Krishnasya yasya giritam manasa driyata. So you respect mentally. You don't have to pay obeisances to them. So that's like, that devotee, that neophyte devotee. So they can be, progressing in their sadhana slowly. So here the quality and symptoms given that. This is from the verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Archayam eva haraye pujam vaha sradhaye hate na tad bhaktesu, what is it? Chanesu sa bhakta prakrita smrita. So a devotee who faithfully engages in the worship of deity in the temple does not behave properly towards the devotee or people in general, called a prakrita bhakta, mean kanishta adhikari, a materialistic devotee, and is considered to be in the lowest position. To the kanishta adhikari, this is what it is given the symptoms and quality. Let's go to Madhyamadhikari. So Madhyamadhikari is a devotee engaged in this. So this is, he worshipped Krishna with the love and be friend with the devotees, and he is merciful to the ignorant and try to avoid, the association with the envious people. So that they are the Madhyamadhikari devotee. They may have Shastric knowledge and is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly and serving the Guru and Gauranga, or serving the Lord under the guidance of spiritual master. The Uttamakarikari devotee is a Mahabhagavat, as I say, a perfect Vaishnava, a self-realized and pure devotee in unalloyed Krishna consciousness. So he has equal vision. What's the equal vision? That the with the verse from the Bhagavad Gita that Suniti Supake Pandita Samadarshina Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmani Gavihastini Sunichena Supaketa Pandita Samadarshina. So they are the Mahabhagavat. They see everyone. They see even Prahlad Maharaj, when he was asked, is your Lord in the pillar? Yes, my Lord is here in the pillar. Not only in human being or the animals, even they can see the Lord everywhere. Anuparamanu, everywhere you can see the Lord. So that's the type of devotee, Uttamadhikari devotee. So that you can see Narad Muni as Uttamadhikari who become a guru for many devotees, right? In the Bhagavatam you can see Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, and etc. Even the Ratnakur Daku also become devotee of because of Narad Muni. So that way, I will not talk much about it. Kusakrita Prabhu also, a Prabhupada disciple, is one of a nice devotee. So we could talk about that also. But so it's accept a guru as a guru and attain spiritual perfection by serving, not to imitate. So here the devotee, the Mahabhagavat, is the one who is a guru, who is acharya. We'll quickly slide, we have running late. How to recognize Uttamadhikari? How do you recognize the Adhikari, Uttamadhikari? So it's difficult to figure out, So Uttamadhikari mean what? He always see everyone, like think about, the devotee Radharani will see everyone that the devotee is not herself. Did you see Krishna? She will ask to Lata, the Vriksha, the river, to Radharani will ask everyone, have you seen Krishna? Krishna got, is angry with me and he just gone away from me. Have you seen Krishna? Have you seen Krishna? You see everyone devotee. So Krishna come here, right? So that way, you're inquiring everyone, Radharani. And Uttamadhikari is like, he who always, have that vision that Krishna is everywhere. And he never criticized the devotee. And the Uttamadhikari should not become, the devotee is, he can turn fallen soul into the devotee. Just like Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I create the good fortune on you. The Western devotees, they say, we are mleksha, we don't know anything. No, I have created good fortune on you. So it is mercy of Srila Prabhupada that he created. And the hippies become happy just because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So that's Uttamadhikari. But those who are Uttamadhikari, they will not stay in the Uttamadhikari. But you see that, is Krishna consciousness movement is a preaching movement, preaching mission. So if you stay in the Uttamadhikari, who you preach to? The Uttamadhikari doesn't preach actually. So Uttamadhikari is men who actually is in sadhana most of the time. But the Srila Prabhupada Uttamadhikari we know, but he come down to Madhyamadhikari to preach. Why? The Madhyamadhikari is the symptoms, symptoms is what? That he respect the devotees and he avoid those who are envious, stay away from that. But Uttamadhikari see everyone the devotee. Everyone is, you see Lord in everything. Then, how he would preach. That's why in our ISKCON we have to all preach. We all have to preach. So that's why it said, Prithvidache Datta Nagarari Gram, Sarvatra Prachare Havya Moranam. Right? So, and Parada Bhumite Janma Hoiledar, Janma Sartha Kari, Paropakar. So we have to preach. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have predicted, my holy name will be chanted every town and village. So every one of us, our job is to preach the Krishna consciousness and turn many people in the lost relationship. We just bring back to Krishna. Apani Acharir Prabhu Jivere Sikai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, as an example, is practicing and also teaching others. We are late. Okay, spiritual initiation, the Diksha. So here again, Diyate Sastriya Jnanam, Chiyate Sarva Sansaya, and here from the Bhakti Sandarbha, Divyam Jnanam Eto Dadyat Kuriyat Papasya Sanchayam. That process which bestow transcendental knowledge, Divyajnana, and destroy sinful desires for material sense enjoyment is called Diksha, by learned authorities in the absolute truth. So this is Diksha, that giving absolute knowledge and imparting the knowledge, spiritual knowledge to the surrendered soul. Diksha kale shishya kare atma samarpan, sahi kale Krishna tare kare atma samarpan. At the time of Diksha, the candidate surrender to Guru, and Guru will accept that, and Lord Krishna also accept that that candidate, that devotee as good as himself. So this is summary, so we'll not go for that. And then, it is. So anybody has a question on this? So one other thing I forgot to miss that, it's already late, I know. I will just quickly talk about this Vaishnava Parat. Or here he said, Krishna Sheshakrita Manjadriyata Dikshati Cherpanas Visabhadantam Visam Srususagya Badram Nindadi Sunya. This word is very important. Nindadi Sunya, Ridhamips Sangalabdya. So Nindadi Sunya. So it's so easy. Sometimes we get, we have some issue with somebody. We keep one person, we are not done with that. We say the same thing to another person, keep telling. It get, we want to be halka, to get the pressure out. But we keep talking to the same thing, 10 different people. So it's like criticizing. So that is really, really destroying your, devotion. So here he said, one of the Namaparad in 10 offenses is what? That's the one, Satam Ninda Namam Parama Paranam Vitanute. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotee. So that we should, and that, the offenses is to uproot our Bhakti Lata. It's not Bhakti Bricha yet. Bhakti Bricha means like, the big tree, and we have Bhakti Lata, creeper only. So that can uproot by elephant. That's a mad elephant offense. So this blaspheming or criticizing that devotee is destroying our devotion. No matter how much practice sadhana we did for year after year after year, but eventually that nullify again to zero. We have done 10 years, 15 years sadhana, but still, after blaspheme or criticizing devotee, then again back to again zero. So Krishna doesn't enjoy that heart to stay with. And who hears that apara or ninda, the devotee also lost his devotion. So the one who says, the one who hears, the both are not benefited. They are destroying their devotion. The Vaishnava, the sixth type of Vaishnava parad is Hanti, Nindanti, Vaidvesti, Vaishnava na Abhinandati, Krudyati, Jati na Harsam, Vaishnava Patnani Sat. The sixth type of Vaishnava parad, starting from the physical assault, like Hanti, physically, Nindanti, they also Nindanti mean criticizing. Dvaishti, being envious. Hanti, Nindanti, Dvaishti, na avinandati, not paying respect. Not paying respect. Hanti, Nindanti, Vaidvasti, na avinandati, krudyate, showing your anger. And the last one, very subtle one, na avinandati, na harsam, is the last one. Hanti, Nindanti, Vaidvasti, Vaishnava na avinandati, krudyate, na harsam, jati na harsam, Vaishnava patanani sar. So these 6 type of Vaishnava parad can put somebody down back to again the zero. That, worse it is. So that last one is what? Jati na harsam. For example, my Guru Maharaj is here, or somebody Guru Maharaj is here, that's not my Guru Maharaj. I don't know him, I don't pay respect. I'm not happy, not jubilant by seeing a Vaishnava. Jati na harsam, not showing your happy face or not feeling happy by seeing a Vaishnava. Also a big Vaishnava parad. So most of us will come into this category. Sometimes we don't feel jubilant by seeing, oh, nice devotee came. Not only saffron dress is saffron cloth is devotee. Somebody, like many we have Diksha Guru in our Grihasthas and Diksha Gurus also there. So we don't see a judge from the external point of view. We see, their dealing, their, preaching work and their, dedication. Years after 50 years of service to the Srila Prabhupada mission. So that's why we have to be very, very, very careful on this criticizing. That's why in the verse, again, we'll go back to again the verse, the first, this is the verse. The Nindadi, last line, Nindadi Sunya, is zero Ninda. Zero Ninda. Nindadi Sunya. Rhythm is the Sangha. So you have to associate with the person. You know, we have to associate with that person and we serve submissively. So then we can progress. Else, we have been Krishna conscious for 10 years, we're still stagnant here. We don't release the Krishna Nam. Are you seeing that we are elevating ourselves or not? By seeing your daily sadhana, are you having, attraction to the Lordly name, attraction to the Lord and associating devotee? I can miss Sunday program, etc., etc. So, I don't want to stay away from the devotee. Association is very important. I need to go. So that's why, we have to come and associate with the nice devotee. So that way we can sublime our life and not making any offenses towards devotees. Sometimes we do very judgmental and very quickly. We have to step back because that can destroy everything again. So that's the worst thing. I could see in the entire, our devotional service or all this, the only worst thing is Vaishnava Parat. That can put you down to again zero, back to zero. I don't want to do that. You earn a lot of money and then at the end of that, the bankrupt, no money there. You put a lot of money, working 10 years, 15 years, we have a lot of money there, accumulated. After all, again zero. So painful, right? So we have to be very careful on this. I just request everyone to try to avoid that so we can progress very quickly. Hare Krishna.
Anybody has any questions or comments?
So all questions, there's no question, everything answered. Haribol. No doubt. Haribol.